Hi and welcome to another episode of the Crystal Goddess. My name is Lara de-Leuw and I'm a gemologist and a crystal healer and a Reiki master, and I love gemstones and crystals and the earth basically. Got a bit of a love for the earth. I'm not going to talk about the metaphysical today. Today I'm going to talk about gemstones and minerals of the UK. Now I've lived in the UK all my life, and I knew that the UK had things like copper. It had tin, it has slate, coal. I originally come from Staffordshire, Stoke-on-Trent in particular. So I grew up with lots of coal mines. I grew up with miners. My grandfather was a miner. So it's kind of inevitable that I'd end up having a bit of a love for caves and caverns. But yeah, so coal is a natural resource of the UK. But if you look at the actual, the geography of the UK, there are lots of different types of rock and lots of different types of stone. So it kind of makes sense that we would have a lot of different gemstones. Now when you think of gemstones, I always thought, oh, it's only the exotic locations where you're going to find chrysocolla or malachite, all of these fantastic coloured stones. Of course, chrysocolla you find in the Congo. You can also find it in the UK. Believe it or not, found this out recently. This is one of those shocking moments. You always learn something new when you're dealing with gemstones. But there was a webinar that Gem A were actually giving, and it was my previous tutor when I was studying on the gemological qualification. And she's a brilliant woman, very passionate about gemstones, and she knows so much. She has like the brain the size of the TARDIS. It's brilliant. She knows numbers and figures, and she's fantastic. That's Julia Griffith I think her site is Jewellery Professional or Jewellery Pro. Might be Jewellery Pro, but she is amazing, so definitely look her up. And she was giving a talk about the gemstones that can be found in the UK, and some of them, not even I knew, were found here. Now there are a series of gemstones that I think a lot of you will already know that are very famous in the UK. You've got Blue John, which comes from Derbyshire. And that is a type of fluorite. Now that is very specific to that location. You can only find that type of fluorite in that one location, and it's a combination of the fact that around that area at the time, even though now that location is landlocked, it used to be a sea. So if you ever go to the Blue John Cavern, you will notice that the cavern has been carved out by water, and that's when it used to be a sea. And when you look at the walls, you'll see fossils, and those fossils are the sea creatures of the time, which is amazing. But it's kind of a combination of a slight irradiation in the earth and the presence of bitumen in that particular area that gave the fluorite its distinctive bluish yellowish colour. It's stunning. It's a stunning stone, so that's one to definitely look out for, and most people know about it. It's actually still actively mined. You've got the Blue John Cavern and the Treek Cavern as well. They're both owned by the same company, and they are still actively mined, although only a very small amount comes out of the ground every year. It's normally about half a ton or so, and you can get the beautiful material, whether it's rough or as jewellery, from gift shops around that area. So if you ever want to go for a trip, Castleton is a fantastic place to go. There are many caverns there. The other one as well is, if you think about Scotland, you'll probably be thinking about Cairngorm, or Cairngorm, however you say it. It's smoky quartz, and it's the national stone of Scotland, and it is stunning. I think most of us have experienced smoky quartz in some way at some point in our lives, and it is a stunning, gorgeous stone. But maybe you don't know that diamonds have also been found in Scotland. Yep, diamonds have also been found in Scotland, as has gem quality sapphire and ruby. The gem quality sapphire is actually really, really beautiful little parcel, and when I say little, it was a very small pocket that was found, very, very small. They were faceted, but there was only about 80 pieces that were faceted in total. You also can get, in Scotland again, you can get agate. Now the Scottish agate is gorgeous. It comes in a multitude of different colours. You have so many different patterns in there as well. It's brilliant. So next time you're up in Edinburgh, have a look at the gift shops up there. There's a lot of gem stores around and about, and I think you'll love what you're going to find. So that's one area that you can find things. Topaz have been found there, beryl's been found there, malachite's been found there as well. So that's your Scotland. The Midlands area, fluorite in Derbyshire. You can also get a green fluorite, which does actually change appearance when it comes out. It's got such a really beautiful optical quality that it will look blue in some lights and green in others. And that's fantastic, and some of the finest quality. Most UK gemstones, when they are found, they're normally revered because of the localities. They're very, very rare to the localities, or it's of an extremely high quality. So talking about high quality, the next one I'm going to speak about is jet. Jet. Oh, another one that I found out something about recently. I've always loved jet. My wedding ring has jet running through it. I love Whitby anyway. It's a gorgeous location. I go as often as I can, and it's kind of a little bit of a it's our spot. It's mine and my husband's spot. I really love the place. If you can go there on holiday, do. It's just really quaint, really beautiful. But one of the things I love about it is the fact you can find jet on the beach. It can be washed up on the beach. It's actually in the rock face itself, and that rock face is made of quite a soft stone. So when there's storms or when there's quite rough seas, you can find that rock face erodes, and when the tide finally does recede and go out, you can walk along and you can find little bits of jet lying about. Quite a lot of the jewellers up there do that anyway, and that's how they get their supply of jet. So it's nice to do a bit of beach combing for jet. The thing I learned recently is, and I've always thought it was fossilised monkey puzzle tree, apparently it's not. Apparently there's a lot of research going into it at the moment. Someone's about to bring out a paper about the fact it's actually a different type of tree, so that was my bubble burst on that one. So a couple of things came out of that webinar that I was watching. It's so exciting to think what we can get in the UK. Gold as well, gold. There has been gold found in the UK, believe it or not. I can't remember the location, but there are some places that I think you can still go and pan for it. The next one that I want to talk about, which is a really obvious one, and you probably already know it anyway, that is serpentine or serpentine, however you want to say it, and that comes from the Lizard Peninsula, which is Cornwall, right at the very bottom, and pretty much all of the stone and the rocks around that area are made of this fantastic serpentine or serpentine. A lot of the areas are owned by the National Trust, so you can't actually collect it, but you can go and experience the beauty of it as well. And the reason we found quite a lot of these gemstones over the years is because of they were byproducts of mining, basically. We originally started mining in the UK around the Bronze Age, and what you needed was tin, which is a very rare commodity anyway, so we were very lucky we had that, and also copper. So you had to find the ore, and the ore normally came in copper bearing stone, so malachite, which I've mentioned already I think, that is one that they would have looked for. So malachite you can find in the UK. Diamonds you can find in the UK, gold you can find in the UK, you can find gem quality sapphires in the UK. There's beryl, there's topaz, there's zircon as well, has all been found in the UK. And what was the other one I was going to say? Amber. Amber. Believe it or not, you can go along a beach on the Norfolk coast and you could potentially come back with a piece of amber. The photograph I saw, which Julia actually showed, is of a lady who'd picked up a piece that was like that. It was huge, massive, just washed up on the beach. If you know what you're looking for, you can find it quite easily. A lot of the amber that gets washed up, it's not normally the clear variety. It's normally quite hazy and quite rough looking, but it's still amber. And it is the Baltic amber. It is the Baltic amber from that particular region. It just gets washed up on the Norfolk coast for some reason. So amber has also been found in the UK. So maybe you knew that, maybe you didn't. Mineral wise, we've got slate, we've got coal, we've got gypsum, that's from Derbyshire as well. That again is renowned throughout the world as being a prized supply of gypsum because of the quality of it. And that's normally used in the jewellery making industry, and it creates the moulds. So the mould. So what you have is you start off with a wax shape, which you've got all the carved details into it. You then coat that in sort of a block of the gypsum, and then that is, I want to say ovened. I know it's not ovened. You put it in a furnace, you heat it up to massive temperatures, that thing, and that then allows the gypsum to harden, and then the liquid, well, the wax turns to liquid and runs out, and then the gypsum is what creates the moulds. So that comes from Derbyshire. So there's lots of different minerals that are renowned throughout the UK, lots of things that you can use them for. Of course, we've got clay as well, which is a combination of things, but you've got clay as well. So we have a really fantastic resource available naturally with the rocks and the earth. So I think we're very blessed to be, if you're living in the UK. If you're not living in the UK, do you know what? You've probably got loads of amazing things as well. I know America has some fantastic deposits of some of the most amazing gemstones. I mean, there's even rubies being found in Greenland now, so you've probably got a fantastic supply. Why not have a look? Do a bit of research. It's great to find out what you've got in your area, or if you can travel out to it. If you want a bit of a staycation, go for it. It's known as fossicking. I know. Never heard that term until this week either. So fossicking, to go and find your own gemstones, and maybe if you're going beach combing, you can take it home with you at the end of it. So whether you're in the UK, whether you're in America, whether you're in Australia, opals, or whether you're in Greenland, just have a look at what is in your area and take a day trip and go and see what you can find. It's been a pleasure talking to you about the gemstones of the UK. Hopefully you've learned something that you didn't necessarily know before. If you have any requests for any videos that you want in the future, please do let me know. Pop it in the comments below and I'll do my best. Whether it's metaphysical, whether it's scientific, whether it's about location of gemstones. I know a little bit about a lot of different things, so ping it my way. If I don't know, I'll find out for you. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay safe, love to all, and I'll see you next time on the Crystal Goddess.